welcome back. It has been hot and humid and beautiful and stunningly hot, but the garden is in its glory. So I'm going to show you some stuff. Yeah, pretty, huh? It has been the kind of weather that most of the plants just go a little bit crazy all the way around. Even the geraniums. It's funny because geraniums are not the easiest flower in the world to grow, and you would think they would be so simple, but they don't like the dryness, and they don't like high heat, and they don't like it when it's too cold, and they don't. Okay, but they're worth it. Look it. Beautiful, no? So, as hot as it's been really good for being inside, doing projects, working on the novel, working, and loving my YouTube journey so far. I want to thank you guys for joining me because this is kind of a dream come true for me. So, what did we do this week? Well, some upcycling of vintage things, like some beautiful TV trays that weren't beautiful and now they're just so amazing I don't want to get rid of them. And there's been some cool stuff happening with paint and transfers and a learning curve and I don't know, just good life. So I'm going to show you, only got a few things done. I think I have 6 or 7 things to show you. And then next week we're going to go thrifting. We're going to go find more stuff. We're going to put stuff in the Etsy store. We're going to talk about design styles maybe. But it's going to be fun. We're going to do some good stuff. And we're going to stay out of the heat. And we're going to do a rain dance this afternoon. And hopefully we'll get some good rain. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Okay, let's go look at stuff. Cheese boards are such a fun addition when you're entertaining, and they also are a must if you're going to dine outside. So I had a cute little cloche that I found at a thrift store, and then I noticed that I had this little wooden round and thought, well now, these are expensive if you buy them online or if you buy them like at Crate and Barrel, they are expensive. So decoupage to the rescue, and I have these gorgeous botanicals. You guys have already seen these napkins and you know how much I love them. They have the most beautiful saturated color, and they're not specific to a season or a holiday. So make sure you do your complete separation on your napkins. You've got to make sure you're getting both of those layers off. Easy peasy. Decoupage that on in one piece. Use my knife, cut off the excess. Then you want to just take your 220 grit sandpaper and go over the edge and just take off that little bit of excess edge that always happens when you cut the napkins. This also got 2 more coats of the Mod Podge on it so that it would be nice and sealed, so I can just wipe it off with a wet napkin. Really happy with it. Okay, so this is me just being like a genius for 30 seconds. I wanted to paint these vintage rolling pins and figured that I needed some sort of a stand in order to hold them so that they could be up off the table and I could roll the rolling pin part and paint them and let them dry. So I channeled my daddy and came up with these free they're so hillbilly. But, yeah, they worked. They were like little sawhorses of some sort, and I have a couple of more of these gorgeous vintage pins. I'm keeping those little stands. We're gonna use them again. You'll see them again. So what are we gonna do with these pretty things? Well, I had this duck egg blue paint, and that's one of my most favorite colors, especially in a kitchen. A little bit of antique white and nothing says kitchen rolling pin like a butterfly. Used my little stands, elevated my pins, and was able to get paint into all the little nooks and crannies. And then I was able to paint the other one. Now, the other one was a little bit trickier. For some reason, the wood was a little harder to paint. And of course, those bright red handles needed 2 or 3 coats of chalk paint so that I could hide the red. And after looking at them, I decided that I wanted to bring the white over to the all duck egg blue, and I wanted to bring some of the duck egg over to the white. So this was my solution. Handles on one and kind of a little girdle of color. I tied some burlap ribbon around one of the pin handles and tucked a little greenery into it. And oh, it's so cute. It's going to be great in a kitchen. Cake stands are one of those magical, practical additions to adds a little tiny bit of drama to your kitchen. This cake stand I found at a thrift store. It was handmade. It's actually a plate and a candlestick holder that somebody hot glued together and painted white. It was pretty blah. But you take some of these gorgeous botanicals in blue and white, and all of a sudden you have something that looks quite a bit like chinoiserie. And since all of my kitchen is blue and white with splashes of turquoise and green, this little piece right here went from blah to fabulous and blue and happy, and it's now going to reside in my china cabinet where it will elevate in beautiful Japanese teapot. And of course, then I can use it for practical purposes anytime I entertain or I want to make myself some fancy cookies. Yeah, this is fun, and Laura did a great job on it, and I'm proud to keep this one. It's so easy to overdo the glue. I just want to kind of stress this as a DIY hint. Don't overdo Mod Podge. Put on a thin coat and see if your napkin will stick or your tissue paper or fabric. Adjust as you go, but when you're using something thin, the lightest coat possible, because you're going to go over it again, usually 2 or 3 times, so that it's completely adhered and sealed. Don't worry about that bottom layer so much. A thin coat and gently making sure that you're sweeping through and you're getting out of the wrinkles the best you can. Don't worry about wrinkles. This is all about progress, not perfection. So when you're doing this, start light. Put your piece on, your whatever it is, fabric, lace, napkin, put that on and make sure it adheres. Lazy Susans, yet another beautiful and practical addition for entertaining, for storage. And this was a vintage one from the early 50s. It's made from masonite. A lot of times these had ceramic sets on them that were kind of created for entertaining, specifically like at a buffet or something like that. This, I left the back, just the masonite, painted it with 3 coats of ivory chalk paint. And then this is one of the postal bird transfers from Redesign. And I'm really loving the French postal. They have several different kinds. But here we are. This got spray painted with a coat of poly so that it's sealed, but I'll still probably go over it with a little bit of the Mod Podge and just try to make sure that it's sealed. This pretty vintage music box, standing jewelry box, wasn't in bad shape at all. It just had gotten to the point where it looked a little bit tired and dated, and Laura decided, hey, this was a gift to me years ago. What can I do to freshen it up and create something that's a little bit more updated, maybe fresher, and has a nice vibe to it? So 4 coats of white or ivory chalk paint, being careful to clean up the brass hardware in a little bit of vinegar so that it looks bright and shiny again, and composition of both the Botanical from the decoupage and a little bit of bird and a little bit of butterfly not only brought the box back to life and freshened it and updated it and personalized it, but also made the interior look vibrant and fresh again. When it was dark wood, it had a almost pale peach kind of color, but the white and the botanicals, especially, you can see how saturated the color is, made that beautiful interior rich and vibrant and brought it back to life too. Using the candle wax on the edges just ensures that any sticking that happens is going to be handled gracefully. And what's more practical than a folding lap tray? You can use it in bed, on the sofa, on a chair, on the floor. You can eat off of it, craft off of it, do little puzzles, games. These are amazing, and they don't make them like they used to. So a nice coat of white primer first. And I had these super sweet napkins. They are octopi. They are mollusks and they are French postal. And I was in love with them. And they are so cute. So that's just 1 coat of Mod Podge, one rendition of napkin, and then 3 coats of Mod Podge to really seal it, so that they can just be used and then be wiped. Oh, they turned out so cute. I love these. Oh, yeah, this is the supervisor. He's kind of a beast, but he's cute.